It's Friday morning here at Muscle Serpents Daily, and I'm sitting here in my studio with my big snake Penelope, who's actually not a female, it's a male. I might have told you this story. I tried to breed her for about 2 years and couldn't get any babies, and I couldn't figure out why, and then I found out she was a male. I got her back in 2014, one of my first snakes, and at the time, I didn't know how to really sex snakes. I bought her as a female, and she wasn't a female, she was a male. But he is super tame. He's like puppy dog tame. He loves to be handled. He's very big. Now, I've never actually weighed him, and I've never actually measured him. He's got to be well over 12 feet, I would think. And he's probably got to weigh, if I know my weights from bodybuilding, he's got to weigh about 45 pounds, I would think. He's heavy. He's definitely heavy. And you know, the Burms love to blow air. They go, they blow air a lot. So today's show, as you can imagine, is going to be about Burmese pythons, because I did breed my hypogranite double-head albino green to another hypogranite double-head albino green this year. I showed you some of the babies earlier in the season when they hatched out. I've actually sold a bunch of them, and I haven't even listed them because people just have been watching the videos and contacting me, and I sold 4 of them already, believe it or not. I have about another, I think I have 8 more left. I'm going to probably keep 1 or 2. So I'm going to showcase what I have left, which is still some great stuff. I have the super ivories, which are the black-eyed leucistics, which are awesome. I have those available if you guys are looking into buying some Burms. You know, I think Burms are making a comeback. I really do. They're one of the most friendly snakes out there in terms of the big snakes. The retics are a little aggressive. You know, they can be face biters. Of course, any snake that you work with will tame down, but Burms just have a good reputation of being, you know, very mellow snakes. And I think it's because they're not that intelligent, but no, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence, but I think they just don't think that much. And so they're just happy to eat and be played with and that kind of stuff. So it's a good pet. It is a big animal, and you have to realize that when you're buying a snake that's cute and little, that it's going to get big and you're going to need to house it. I know everyone says that and no one really thinks about it, but this is a big snake. I have the room downstairs. I have the big vision cages. He loves to, you know, his 6-foot vision cage. I take him out, you know, he gets a little exercise. I never overfed this snake. I fed him very, very, very slowly the whole life that I had him. And I think because of that, he's not fat, he's pretty lean. He's been in good health. Knock on wood, I've never had any respiratories with him or anything like that. And I think that's the way to go with Burms, you know. If you get them fat and lazy, I think that leaves you more likely for them to get sick because they can't, you know, fill their lungs properly with air. And then they get respiratories because of stagnation in there. But Burms are making a comeback now because you can ship them between states where you couldn't do it before. Here in Florida, it's a conditional class 3 license, which I have, and it's not hard to get. You know, you have to just show them, you know, your credentials. You have to have locked cages. You have to have, you know, you got to get your facility inspected where you keep them. But if you do all that, you get a nice class 3 conditional species license, and then you don't have to worry about it. Personally, I think it's a good idea because at least I know that, you know, who is ever going to be having a Burmese python here in Florida is going to be a responsible keeper that's going to be being kept track of by the Florida Fish and Wildlife. Now, there's other states like Florida, California, Texas, you can just, they don't care what you have there. So that's also, you know, if you live in those states, then that's great for you guys. But their colors, you know, changes and variations in the Burms are just awesome. I mean, just that regular albino looks great. You know, now, as you guys might probably remember, I'm going to show you them in a little bit. I got into the pied project from Bob Clark. So I'm going to hopefully in the future be breeding some pied Burms. That's really, really exciting. And, you know, hopefully to produce some regular pieds, some albino pieds, maybe some green granite pieds down the road. And that's where I'm really heading with the project. But for now, I have some really cool stuff. And, you know, like I said, I think they're making a big comeback now, and not as many people are breeding them as you think, so they're kind of on the rarer side at this point. I know in Florida, a lot of the top breeders here had some bad seasons because they've been calling me up and saying, you have any babies? I need babies. And I do. So let's go into the snake room. Let's take a look and see what we got. All right, we're outside my house here because I figure I want to get these Burms in the best coloring, best lighting possible. Hopefully they cooperate. Here is a granite. Look at that granite girl. What a beauty. 66% head albino and head green. She is gorgeous. They're a little frisky when they're this young. They're scared, obviously. A regular granite, that's a 1 gener really. I mean, if you think about it, if it's not necessarily, you know, a carrier, a gene carrier, just gorgeous, gorgeous. This, we're going to take another step further. Here is a hypo, which is the hypomelanistic gene, one copy. Granite, everything in this litter is granite, and that's green. Green is the patternless. So we lose pattern, but we got a couple speckles there from the granite in there, and then the hypo just lightens it. It makes it a really, you can see this, it's a nice white, it's not white, it's like an alabaster, it's like almost like an ivory colored looking snake. Really nice. They're a little scared, like I said. Oops, got me in the finger. So we're gonna put these two away, and we're gonna take a look and see what else we got. All right, here is my super hypo, also known as an ivory. That's a black-eyed leucistic. It's also granite, because everything in the clutch is granite, and it's also 66% head green. It's also 66% head albino. These are probably the coolest looking Burms, I think, that I produced. I have a couple males like this. If you guys are interested, you can let me know. Really, really nice. Look, in this nice overcast day, you can see how brilliant that white is. The yellow head and the black eyes with the pink tongue. That's just a gorgeous, gorgeous looking Burmese python. Once again, this is a snake that's going to get very big, but if you handle them a lot and you play with them and you tame them down, they will be like your best friend. They'll be like a big puppy dog, like something that'll just come and sit and lay on your lap. They'll explore a little bit, but they're not biters by nature. They're scared snakes by nature, just like all baby snakes are. But once they calm down, they're really a pleasure. They're fun to play with and fun to hang out with, and they have some great colors. And I'm going to show you all the different stuff we're working it into. But this is our ivory or super hypo, black-eyed leucistic, granite, 66% het for albino and green. All right, here is the grand prize of the litter, or the clutch, as we would say when we talk about pythons. This is every gene we hit on. This is the hypo granite albino green. Doesn't get better than that, right? The hypo albino is known as a pearl. So this could be a granite pearl green. We can call it a bunch of different names, but just exquisite color. Let me pick him up here so you can take a look. Obviously the red eyes indicating the albino. Very light. The eyes are ruby colored, so we know it's hypo. They're not like the dark red. We got green in there because it's patternless. We know it has to be granite, so it's granite. And we got every gene represented here. And this is a real powerhouse male. I haven't decided, I think I'm gonna keep him. Now that I'm into this pied project I'm gonna talk to you about, I don't really think I needed him, but I don't know how I could not keep this male back. He's too good. He's just too good. He's got too many good attributes. He's got every gene in him. I mean, the odds of me hitting all these genes were pretty crazy. And he's a gorgeous looking snake. Let's put him on the cement. Let's see how he looks over there. Let's give him a little freedom here. All right, here. You guys, you want to go for a little walk? Once again, he's got these yellows in him, and he's basically patterned. He almost looks, he's like an albino black-eyed leucistic, but he's not. Because he definitely is not, because he wouldn't have any color if he was leucistic. But he has all the patterning of a black-eyed leucistic, and that's from the green. But yet he's got the yellows and the coolness of just a regular albino. So once again, really cool looking Burm baby from this litter. Love it. And of course, every time I want to take a video of my beautiful pied boy here that I got from Bob Clark, he's always in shed. Every time. His eyes are gray. He's probably in the shed like tonight, I'm sure, but I had to show him off. He's been eating really good. Obviously, we're just going to take another probably year and a half before we get him up to size where we can start breeding, but exquisite. A low white, I would call him a low white pied, which I really like better. I like the pattern. I don't like when they're too white. Once again, you never know what genes when you mix with the pied are going to actually take away some pattern anyway, so I'd rather have him be on the lower white side, and then as he gets more genes in him, we could take away some pattern. Because you imagine this guy right now as an albino pied, oh my god, would look phenomenal. And once again, I think with the advent and the introduction of the pieds into the Burm marketplace, I think they're going to become much, much, much more popular for pets. People are going to want them because they're so cool looking. And all these great morphs that we have, you know, the green, the granites, the labyrinths. Imagine these all in pied now. So it kind of revitalizes the whole Burm market, I think, and makes it that much more exciting. And then, of course, I know there's a champagne also, morph I've seen out of Europe as well. It'll probably make it over here eventually as well. I saw one listed on Morph Market the other day. But I think the pied is really where it's at this point, and I'm looking forward to helping progress this project. All right, that's gonna do it for Burmese Python Friday here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. Guys, I hope you had a great week, and I hope you have something planned for the weekend. As you can see, it's nice, the rain stopped here in Florida. It's beautiful. Hopefully we're gonna have a nice relaxing weekend here. I get the weekends off. I can only do these videos 5 days a week. It's a challenge as it is. So, but you know what, guys? I'm always looking for ideas. So if you guys have ideas on topics you want me to cover, it could be anything from science to breeding to genetics to just different morphs. You want to see different things in my collection, let me know. Put it in the comments below or email it over to me. And guess what, guys? I promise you I will do that topic. All right. Hopefully, once again, you're having a great Friday. Have a great weekend, everyone. And remember, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications. Hit the like button. We'll see you back Monday morning.